And here we are with shaky Wi-Fi. So if I'm like talking and you're hearing every second word, that's probably why.
Absolutely. Tech, despite living in 2023, is still very much a bit dodgy.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
Hotel tech is dodgy. It's like,
yeah,
and it's like you don't want to be on hotel Wi-Fi just due to the fact that it's not secure. So it's like, we are doing our best here to get, tethered on phones and everything. And we're not
I
in a
think
really good
that's
spot for that at the moment. So,
no,
yeah.
but I think that's a good point to make actually. That any other industry, or pretty much any other industry and business out there, could quite happily connect to a hotel Wi-Fi, knowing there's only emails there. But in crypto, it's different with exchanges and wallets and whatnot. So
Yeah. An open Wi-Fi, and we've all heard the hacks that happen in Miami and various different conferences where people have joined that Wi-Fi and it's been open. So, going onto a hotel Wi-Fi and, opening exchanges, opening wallets, opening all of that stuff and leaving it exposed is never a good thing. So don't do it. Even if you've got a VPN, there's still a way around that for hackers. Then they know these Wi-Fis are open. So just be super vigilant if you do go onto, open Wi-Fis with crypto.
yeah, absolutely. Anyway, like we say, we're going to do our best with the stable connection that we have.
Yep.
And yeah, we're going to get through this. It's just before we do though, hello to everyone in the chat from GSIT, getting started in crypto. There's a load of you there today. That's awesome. Jump in with any questions, any coin charts that you have now, and we will get to that at the end exclusively for you guys. But hello to the rest of the world as well.
Yeah, so hello. So let's jump straight into Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin sneezed this morning, which is, it helps if I open the chart. So we've had a bit of a sneeze, but we are at a resistance point. We're at a fourth wave point. And, this is a very pivotal point in the market, where I'm seeing a lot of, 20K predictions at the moment. I'm seeing a lot of lower predictions coming in again at the moment. And right now, we are sitting on, we haven't even broken down past this support region. We haven't broken down past EMAs. So until that happens, I'm going to hold this bias. This is the daily chart. We've still got strong bull divergence. We do have, obviously a dip in, buyers at the moment. So the sellers are winning over, and that's proving to have a dip. But it's in pattern, guys. This is in pattern. So, we're in an ABC. So when we go, I had a question from Nick on Twitter that he was asking about the weekly close. So we've got a spinning top here, which usually does mean a retrace, but whether this is a massively huge retrace, I don't think so. This does look like it's in pattern. It does look like, this is our 1, then we've got our 2 here. And then, so if we're looking at this as 1, we've got the 2. We're in our third wave. So this is a pullback in this region. So I don't think this is the major 20K drop that, we're seeing a lot of big influencers saying. Like, I could be wrong. I could be very wrong here, but looking at this subwave pattern, it's not complete. It's not finished. It's not, done all its thing. On the weekly, this is a retest of EMAs. So they've crossed positively in this region, and they need to be retested. We need to see that there's support there. They break down, we don't have support. And that's when we go, okay, this isn't the pattern that we were looking at. But right now, that support is still in those regions. So I'm still saying that my magnets are still out and this is still going up. We can also look at exchanges where we're coming up to halving and the BTC supply is reducing. So we're not seeing the volume of BTC on those exchanges. So it's literally all these dips are getting bought up. So we've got a new wall that's, well, not really a new wall, but it sort of has heightened. And that usually increases, unfortunately, demand for BTC and for crypto. So once that starts to filter through as well, we're going to see some strong movements. And this is just the pullback that we've been talking about. So while a few of the alts are going to be bleeding, this is the majority of these waves are going to go up. So not all waves go up. We do need pullbacks. We do need corrections. And that, you know, denotes a healthy pattern when we see those waves retest regions and then continue. So when they continue to break down, that's when you go, okay, this is a super bearish pattern. But right now, these are testing and they're going, you know, they're holding and they're bouncing and they're continuing. So they're just retests. And that's just going, it's like a child that, you know, lets go of mummy's hand and runs through the supermarket and it looks back. Oh, mummy, you're still there. So these supports are that. So that's what we need to keep watching each and every time we get these pullbacks. So at this present point of time, I don't think this is a major problem. I don't think it's a major pullback. The 20K, when we have a look at the quantitative chart that I always talk about, this 20K is not until March to May next year. So I don't think this is now. So if it's now, it's not 20K. It's, you know, 23K at this point, because that's where our major support is. So we have untested resistances, as I keep saying every week. These resistance regions are untested. Until they're tested, we don't know where the resistance is. So we can't just keep free falling down and hoping that, you know, something's going to give. Because at the moment, we're retesting lower, we're finding supports, and we're bouncing. So that to me says this market is getting stronger. So we just have to look at the positives in everything that we see. So yeah, so that's my little rant this morning.
But a wise one otherwise, and hopefully everyone can glean some understanding of what we think the markets are going to do. So yeah,
I think it is like, you know, it is that point in the market where there's a lot of indecision. So you do need to look for what is happening, why it's happening, and, you know, potentially where it's going to continue, or, you know, whether that's going to go down. So yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing at the moment. So weekly support is being retested at the moment. So we need to keep a watch on that this week. You know, that starts breaking down massively, then we go, okay, this is a more bearish pattern than what was anticipated, but it's not there yet.
Absolutely. And as I've just been looking in the chat and getting started in crypto, I see G6 Signals, our other signals expert in there, has provided us with some high impact news this week for the markets, such as the US economic data releases on Wednesday and Thursday. Do you think they're going to come into play with possibly the price of Bitcoin?
Yeah, they always do. And, that has been a major focus on this bear market as to what, the US indices are doing. Obviously what interest rates are doing and how that's affecting sort of, less money sort of in your pocket because you're paying more on mortgages, you're paying more on food, that sort of stuff. But as that reduces and as we get sort of some loosening in that, because quantitative tightening and loosening just it goes up and down. So it's a balancing act. So think of scales, like if you put too much weight on one side, the other side sort of dips down, and then you've got to balance that out. So right now what is happening in the markets as a whole is basically, okay, we've put a lot of pressure on interest rates. That's affecting the price of food. It's affecting the price of petrol, gas if you're overseas, and just utilities and all of that sort of stuff. So that is getting really tight. So it's going to have a loosening off at some point, because they can't literally break the economy completely. Economists are not that stupid. Maybe they are. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. So they're going to loosen that off at some point, and then that's when there'll be a little bit of free money where people will start looking around. And we've already had a few people, we get a lot of questions of new people signing up. So we've had people going, I'm over strikes in Hollywood, I'm over not having that little bit extra cash in my pocket. How can I do that? So they look to where they can make a little bit of extra money. So with, side hustles, and crypto is a major side hustle. And we've been exploring that. I know Josh has been exploring that throughout, like Reddit and, all these sites. And that comes into play at this point where people go, okay, I've got an extra $100. How do I turn that into 200? That sort of thing.
Yeah, little by little, and it's been an interesting observation with the side hustle economy is growing all the time. And in the last, not the latest Moon Mag issue that came out yesterday, but the one before that, or was it that? You know what? I've done so many of them. I'm confusing myself now. Let me have a quick look. I'm here now. But yeah, no, in the latest issue that came out yesterday, if you head to themoonmag.com, there is an article that I've done on crypto as a side hustle. But also, this might be a good opportunity for you to just mention the latest piece of writing and book you've been working on, Liz.
Yeah, so I'm working on a book called Become a Millionaire in a Year. So you guys all have heard of the 1000 to millions.com, which is a compound trading strategy that I've been working on for many, many years. So compound interest was a thing, and it still is a thing, but you don't get so much interest from banks anymore, and you don't get so much interest unless you're, tying up your money for such a long time. So how it works is similar to what compound interest does over 30 years. We're condensing it down to 234 trades. And, obviously, if you've got a few losses in there, it might be 250, it might be 300 trades. So you've just got to have a little bit of patience. But the book is basically to the mindset of how to do it, like how to get into that mindset, what you need to think to get there, what you need to be focused on, how you need to build the life that you want around you. And so, I've done lots and lots of research. I've been studying psychology. I've been studying market psychology. And putting that all into a book has been really exciting, just to get you guys into the same mindset of what I've been in to, build my wealth and to get where I am today. So I'm excited to share that all with you. And it's, it delves into the why you're doing something, why you want something, how to move that forward, how to get out of your own way. Because a lot of the time we are the problem. You are your own problem. And it's just getting into that mindset and stripping back those really negative thoughts. Like I get them. I'm sure Josh gets them. I'm sure everyone gets them. And from time to time, they just sort of take over. So you've just got to strip that all back, get into the correct mindset, and then push forward. So yeah, it's been really exciting, writing it and getting it out there.
And hopefully it can help anyone, like we say, whether it's just people who want to make maybe $200 a month up to 2 million as a lifetime goal, whatever it is, this works for everyone and anyone.
Yeah, but it's about those small steps as well, and knowing that, okay, I've got a small goal. Say I want to make $500 because I can't pay my gas bill this month, or whatever. And it's about taking those small steps and understanding that you can do it, and that pushing through will get you to that next level. And I think learning about that you're stronger than you think, and controlling the ego, quietening that down when you do get to those levels where you're going, okay, I'm making lots of money. And then, that when you're making lots of money, that's when you can lose lots of money. And it becomes this balancing act of how do I get to that next level? So, yeah, so hopefully the book will help you all out once it's published. It's nearly finished and nearly complete, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, and I just also add that too often you hear about these books or these people doing seminars where they've never really truly done it. They've maybe come from a background which is already affluent. But if I can be honest about both of our upbringings, Lise, I think it was they were difficult, and we have gone through the processes. So hopefully we can get that across, or you can get it across in your book.
Yeah,
as a way to relate to everyone, whatever situation you're in as well, because
and I think this, whatever situation anyone is in, it's always in your control. And I think that's the message that I'm trying to push out there, is like, you control you, and it's like, there might be external factors, but you get to decide whether you change that or not. And so hopefully people can read and understand that.
Yeah. Excellent. Just out of interest, JB on YouTube has put the comment I put. Yeah, 4K into crypto before the last bull run. Watched it go to 23K, then all the way back down. Genius. You're not alone, JB. You're not alone.
Yeah, so this is the mentality. So, I touch on that in the book as well. So the fact that you get so attached, it's like, okay, I can see this, I've got this, but it's never a realized capital. It's always like you're just watching it fluctuate. So, and that's the beauty of trading in this market. And it's like, I know, a lot of people don't believe in trading, and I've got a lot of stick about it over the years. But, while you might not catch every wave, and while you might not catch a 500% wave, you might take a profit at 50% or 20% or whatever. Profit is profit, and it's still money at the end of the day that's in your pocket. So, like JB, had he even cashed out halfway through that, he'd still be better off. So, so that's what I'm hoping this all does.
Absolutely, and hopefully, JB, for the next bull run, it will be lessons that either learn the hard way, most often the harder way through experience, than through. But hopefully, this is where Lisa's book can help other people learn it before it happens through reading. But hey, we're all different. We all do our thing, and there's more to life than money at the end of the day. But it's just it is what it is.
It is what it is, but I touch on all of that in there as well. So I'm so excited. So look out for it. I'm going to start. It'll be in November. It's coming out, and so it's just going through the final stages of making sure it's all error free and all of that formatting and all that fun stuff, so you guys can read it. So like JB said, he definitely learnt from that experience, and and most often we learn from experiencing that, and sort of understanding the emotions that go with that. So doing 1,000 to million and those sort of things that we've structured along the way, enables you to go, okay, this is how I feel at that moment. I encourage everyone when they're trading and when they're learning to keep a diary of each and every trade. This is what happened in this trade. I felt euphoric. I felt devastated that it hit the stop loss. I didn't have a stop loss. How stupid, it went down 20%. I've just lost, more money than I've gained. All of those things. And you can understand how that drives every single thing that you do in trading. And it's such a positive sort of thing to look back on and go, okay, I've come this far and I now understand how I work, why, my day affects what I do. If I'm having a fight with my wife or my mom or whoever, that affects my next trade, or maybe I need to step away, or maybe I need to do something else. Maybe you need to focus some, and have some positive time on yourself. But there's so many different things that go into being successful and understanding that mindset. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, you're giving away lots of golden nuggets of knowledge here. I'm going to have to mute you. Yeah. Obviously very passionate and ready to share it with the world, which is great.
Yeah.
However, I think we will have
I can see one question. I'm going to answer that. So Rob in the chat has asked about coin runners, and we are still really pushing forward on that. It is much slower, obviously, than we thought it was going to be. And, it's still a bear market, and we're pushing through. We're talking to producers. We have a structure in place. Once we reach a certain level of funding, that we can get that through in Australia, and we can access Screen Australia funding and grants and that sort of stuff. So we just got to keep pushing, and that's what we're doing. We've not given up. We're not ignoring that. We are pushing forward, but it's it is one of the harder projects that I have worked on. I know I can get it through, and I know I will get it through, but I will admit it is one of the harder projects I've taken on for myself.
But like JB says, the hardest lessons or projects are the most valuable. So it'll be a good journey nonetheless. So okay. Well, tell you what, we've got some questions coming in from the group in Getting Started in Crypto.com. So we are going to say goodbye to X and YouTube and go and answer them and give them some more market opinions. So let's do this. Thanks, JB, for the comment.